Consumers still want free Wi-Fi, even if they're getting takeout more often. Partnerships are key to retail success stories, and to succeed at franchising, you need a deeper why. Welcome to Restaurant Daily, your quick daily download of the top stories in the restaurant industry from the editors of Restaurant Business and Nation's Restaurant News. Live from the National Restaurant Association show, I'm NRN Managing Editor Leanne Zinsmeister.
And I'm RB Managing Editor Heather Lally. Consumers may be getting to go more often, but they still want their restaurants to have free Wi-Fi. That's one lesson from a session on what differentiates winning restaurants right now. More consumers say they want free Wi-Fi and good music in their restaurants, even as more visits shift to takeout and delivery. That's according to Technomic at the National Restaurant Association show on Monday. The topic is key given challenges with industry traffic amid a difficult consumer environment, yet chains can win by focusing on sustainability, value, and with more innovative menu items.
Partnerships are key when navigating the complex process of converting restaurant dishes into retail success stories. That was the central theme of a National Restaurant Association show session on Monday, presented by two industry experts from Johnson & Wales University. Joining forces with an expert or experts can help restaurant operators figure out tricky issues like product optimization, packaging, labeling, federal regulations, promotions, and more.
The why of franchising goes much further than growing with other people's money. That's what Kendall Ware told an audience of potential franchisors at a National Restaurant Association show educational seminar in Chicago. There's got to be a deeper meaning, said Ware, who is the former chief operating officer for Walk-On's Sports Bistro.
Beverage giants Coke and Pepsi are showing off their mixology skills at the show this year. Pepsi was promoting Drips by Pepsi, a pop-up concept that uses Pepsi beverages as the base for unique crafted drinks. Coke was offering samples of 15 different mixology-inspired beverages designed to give restaurants ideas for LTOs. Both companies are tapping into the dirty soda trend, which has become popular among Gen Zers.
If you thought Jeremy Allen White's knife skills were good on The Bear, you have Courtney Storer to thank. Storer, who was interviewed by Chicago restaurateur Donnie Media of One Off Hospitality at the National Restaurant Show on Monday, was the chef and culinary producer behind the Emmy award-winning series on Hulu, which was created by her brother Chris Storer. Courtney has spent years working in the restaurant industry at concepts like GT Fish in Chicago and John and Vinny's and Animal in Los Angeles. She helped the actors become professional chefs, or at least look like professionals, as well as making much of the food that appears in the show. Courtney urged operators to similarly work, quote, elbow to elbow with their team and walk the talk, saying it's so beneficial to show first and then tell.
In non-show news, Krispy Kreme is being sued over its McDonald's delay. Shareholders filed a class action lawsuit in federal court this week, arguing that the donut chain misled investors this year by failing to disclose that sales of donuts inside McDonald's restaurants were not selling well until earlier this month. That's when Krispy Kreme delayed further rollout of the sale of donuts inside McDonald's locations, citing weaker than expected sales and poor profitability. Krispy Kreme stock has fallen 68% this year amid weak sales and profitability, including a decline of 25% after the announcement.
Panera Brands has an almost entirely new board again. Former Restaurant Brands International CEO Jose Sill was named chairman of Panera Brands, which is the group that includes Panera Bread, Caribou Coffee, and Einstein Brothers Bagels. Sill replaces Patrick Grismer, who was recently nominated to the board at Krispy Kreme. Joining Sill are 6 other new board members, including former McDonald's marketing chief Neil Golden, Vibu founder and CEO Buck Jordan, RBI development head Andre Molinari, Innovative Food Holdings chair James Pappas, Rockefeller Capital Management director Emiliano Roman, and former Burger King chief people officer Jose Tomas. 2 existing board members remain, former Bloomin' Brands CEO Dave Dino and Mondelez International's former legal counsel Gerard Plus.
Wingstop may have had a rough first quarter, but CEO Michael Skipworth says the Smart Kitchen modernization program rolling out this year will be a game changer. The chain is moving from the use of paper chits to an AI-fueled digital system that has been cutting service times in half. Skipworth says the speed puts Wingstop's chicken sandwiches and new crispy tenders in the consideration set for lunch, which he sees as a huge unlock for the brand. The smart kitchens are in about 400 units, and the chain expects the remaining 2,000 or so units to get the upgrade before the end of the year.
DoorDash unveiled a list of preferred tech providers for restaurants. The list of 11 POS and middleware vendors is intended to help restaurants navigate a sea of tech companies. To make the list, suppliers had to meet certain benchmarks and offer certain features. As more companies add to their capabilities, they'll be eligible to become a preferred partner.
And that will do it for today's episode of Restaurant Daily. From The Restaurant Show, I'm Leanne Zinsmeister.
And I'm Heather Lally. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Restaurant Daily. Rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and subscribe.